Is it the end of the road for India's World Cup winning captain Rohit Sharma? Speculation is rife of the Indian men's cricket team captain walking his last steps in Test cricket. And it was bound to come to this because any loss has consequences and repercussions. There are many reasons why we are now talking about Rohit's impending farewell. The biggest, clearly, has been that the runs have simply dried up. Rohit Sharma in Test cricket has only averaged a little over 24 in the 14 matches that he's played. He's only scored a little over 600 runs. That has been quite a dry spell. His last 10 tests in the format do not do justice to the caliber of Rohit Sharma, to what we've seen him being capable of. Scores of 3, 9, 10, 2, a duck as well in between there, and 100 in all of this really cannot make you hold on to a spot at the top any longer. The performance in this format has been very patchy, to say the least. I would still keep that to the side. Numbers do not more often than not tell the complete picture. They are just embellishments to the actual narrative. But the actual narrative itself is threatening to crumble. That of a World Cup winning captain trying to cap off a brilliant year in shorter formats. Unfortunately, Rohit Sharma doesn't feel like the confident captain who won India the T20 World Cup and led the squad to the ODI World Cup final just the year before. Life, as it always does, seems to have made a drastic U-turn for the most celebrated Indian cricketer this year. India is not winning. A win almost always is the carpet that poor performers can go unnoticed under. But the Rohit Sharma vacuum is just too big to go without being addressed. And the fact that he led India admirably in the shorter formats in the previous year makes this a lot more difficult to come to terms with and be honest about. But that's the biggest folly in the Indian cricketing system, not knowing when to make that transition, walk away and quit, and the misplaced sense of loyalty that key decision makers seem to have when it comes to having frank conversations with certain players who have become untouchables. Untouchables because their history and contribution and their greatness in some sense forbids or prolongs talks of a certain word that no one likes: retirement, giving it all away. It gets more uncomfortable when it's linked to someone who is likable like Rohit Sharma. A pattern BCCI and the selection committee would do well to take note of and break. The other reason why Rohit Sharma's impending exit has become a burning issue has been the response of fans and media everywhere. The internet has not been kind, yes, but they've also been brutally honest. Critics, commentators have politely yet firmly hinted at Rohit Sharma making way as a captain to someone like Jasprit Bumrah to take charge, at least in the Test format. Rohit himself stands firm. He doesn't think it's the end of the line for him. I stand where I have always been standing. He said this at the end of that SCG test at the press conference when he was addressing questions that everyone put to him regarding his batting and, of course, also his captaincy. But even if he did, two things would stop him. One, India is still in the middle of a series. There's still a test to go. And a retirement just before the last test would only upset an apple cart that's already shaking and send out all the wrong signals. Though the other side of it is to look at of India taking bold decisions if they really want to go for that win in that last test in Sydney. The other reason, that dreaded step that comes before every great player: when do I truly stop? Shouldn't I go out on a high? Truth is, India is precariously seated on losing that World Test Championship spot in the final. And such misses will demand actions, a drastic change and a different approach. And let's be honest here, this series has not just put Rohit Sharma in the spotlight, but also someone like Gautam Gambhir as head coach. There are questions both of them will have to answer and give possible solutions to. Virat Kohli, the batter, is not entirely out of the red zone, so to speak, but his 100 at Perth probably still keeping him away from too much scrutiny just yet. But as we've now entered 2025, the fact that India will have to look beyond these two stalwarts of the sport, and quite soon, Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, is not entirely lost on fans, yes, but also the stakeholders of sport.